What is up, knife community? This is Blade Love coming at you from the Sharpest Edge, and you are with me for an episode of the Fireside Chat. Normally I'd be sitting in front of the fireplace. Unfortunately, my little chair that I loved so much kind of broke. So I'm going to do the Fireside Chat from the normal man cave perspective this evening. I have something I'd like to share with all of you. A couple days ago, I visited one of my good friends at his gun shop, and I put on layaway a used Smith & Wesson MP15. I got it for a really good price because he got it from another customer that comes in fairly regularly to the shop, and was going in yesterday to pick her up, and lo and behold, he says, "Oh, bro, I got a story for you, and I also have to talk to you about something." I was like, okay, this doesn't sound good. So he finished up with the other customer and came over and said, "Well, I hate to tell you this, but the ATF came in and took the MP15 you put the deposit down on." I was like, what, wait, whoa, what? He said it ended up on some sort of red list. I'm assuming he means the red flag list. So it was extremely interesting because we were both trying to figure out exactly how they tracked her down and exactly what the deal was with regards to the red flag list, because they really didn't tell him anything. They just came and took it, and that was it. So that was a really weird experience. And I've been in business, like I said, for 25 years with my older business that dealt with tactical gear and military gear and weapons upgrades and repairs. So I'm familiar with the ATF and their interesting, may I say, fishing expeditions. I was just caught off guard because this is actually the first time I actually benefited from a decent price in the gun community, and then had it snatched away by the ATF because of some sort of flag on their records, which just makes me really wonder how this particular piece made it on their records through serial number or whatever. I don't know. Don't care. Just really glad it didn't go any further than that, because he was feeling really bad. He's like, "Oh my God, thank God I didn't complete the sale with you, because then you would have been visited by the ATF." And trust me, anybody who's ever had a visit by the ATF, it hasn't been an enjoyable experience, regardless if you're innocent or not. And they have kind of a mindset that if you are being visited, that you are guilty until proven innocent, which is exactly the opposite of our country's founding, but we won't get into that. But it was just a really weird, I'm still scratching my head trying to figure out exactly what happened, but another opportunity will come. But it makes me kind of weary purchasing any kind of used firearms, and purchasing any used firearms at even gun shows, because what if they're being planted by the ATF? What if there are some fishing expeditions that they do, and I know they do? Who knows? I mean, these days I trust the administration as much as I trust an empty magazine to defend me. So I don't know, but that was just really weird, very weird. I never had that happen to me before, but if any of you out there ever had that happen or something similar, comment below, let me know. But my buddy felt so bad that this happened to me, because he knew how much I really liked that piece, and I did a good price. He ended up refunding my down payment to hold it till I was going to pick it up, and ended up giving me 2 knives, which I will be doing reviews and showcases on a little later. So yeah, I just, you know, I don't get to fall into good deals that much, especially in this state as of late. Our state of PA has been going downhill for quite some time, and really radically within the past 4 years. I'd actually say, yeah, really radically within the past 4 years. And it's just been an unbelievable roller coaster ride. I know friends of mine who are leaving the state because of all of the craziness. I know that a lot of my gun show colleagues are really struggling to do the gun shows in PA because of all the stupidity of people thinking there's a gun show loophole. And ATF are always pressing, sending investigators in, sending undercover in to try to trip people up. And really, there's not really a way to trip people up. There is no gun show loophole. There is no gun show loophole. And I honestly think that this past situation that my buddy and I dealt with was a fishing expedition. I think that they have been putting some particular weapons out there and tracking the serial numbers around to see what hands they go from place to place to place, and when they feel like snagging them, they'll snag them. You know, the ATF never does anything illegal. The government is always honest and never corrupt. So we know that couldn't be a possibility. But yeah, so anyhow, enough of that. I'm going to get back to the knife community things, but I just thought I'd let some people know out there, just be careful, be cautious, and if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. And you know, that's terrible because I am old enough to know better, and both of my buddy and I knew that it seemed to be too good to be true, this person bringing in this piece. But right now, in this economy, in this state, people are bringing in decent firearms and decent knives and letting them go for like 75% off. I mean, I actually picked up an Applegate Fairbane from a guy, a Rex Applegate knife, from a guy for $50. And no, it is not a replica. It is the real Boker Applegate Fairbane in a box, Besh Wedge model too. I have one already, but I picked up that one at $50. You can't go wrong because those Applegate Fairbane Boker knives are going $500-600. You're lucky if you see them under $4 if you can. I just, you know, sometimes you run into that stuff and you want to jump on it when you can. But this, I'll tell you what, honestly, has got me a little gun shy, no pun intended. But I know that living in this state, there's a lot of corruptness in the government and the entities that are trying to do things to people with red flag laws, with all kinds of different phishing techniques that really are a very big form of entrapment. And there's nothing more than these people would like to see than gun stores out of business. They'd like to see all our gun shows closed down. Right now, there's even bills being considered to ban all semi-automatic weapons. Some states are doing it already. I think it was Maine, I read, that has a bill on the floor that will ban all semi-automatic weapons. So I'm just really hesitant on buying some of these used things unless I know the person directly. But it's just a scary world we live anymore, guys. Scary world, and it's just where we are right now. Hopefully we'll get out of it real soon. But thank you for listening. I just thought I'd share a couple moments and a little bit of my life experience with you guys, so that if you guys head into something similar, just like I said, be careful. I mean, I couldn't even imagine if a person did a private sale, which is legal in some states. Like if you have a friend and a friend and you sell a long arm to another one of your friends, like a hunting rifle or whatever, and there was something wrong with that person's paperwork, or maybe he got it from someone that he didn't know, you know, the end user is the one that takes the rap for everything. So I'm relieved I didn't get that. I'm relieved, and because, you know, nobody needs to borrow trouble. And you know, with the ATF, anytime they come into your life, it's always some sort of screwed up mess, because first of all, most of the agents aren't very educated on what they're doing or what the things are. And well, I'll share this little story with you. One time, I was at the Mason-Dixon gun show, and I had brought simulated rifles. They're yellow rifles that are built exactly like an M4, so that you could put tactical lights on them, you could put slings on them, you could put whatever accessory that mounts on a regular rifle onto this without bringing in a real rifle and having it there. Because being even just close to the line of Maryland is a dangerous thing for gun dealers and also gun shows. So we get a visit from who else? The good old buddies from the ATF. And they're walking through the show, and I get this one coming over to my stand, and I'm there with my peeps, and I see this guy pick it up, and he scowls at me. I mean, he's got this really like, how dare you bring this to the show? We know what this is. This is an automated weapon system that's capable of killing 1 million people per second and automatically reloading its clips. Because this is the shit they're thinking. This is the shit they're thinking. They're idiots. So basically, I'm just looking at this guy cross-eyed going, okay, whatever. He turns it over, puts the barrel down on the table, and goes to grab the charging handle. Mind you, this is a solid plastic yellow gun, and he proceeds to try to charge the handle. I politely excused myself from my customer. I went over to this ATF gentleman and grabbed the rifle out of his hand and kind of leaned on it and looked him straight dead-eye and said, "The tests at the ATF Academy must not be that hard to allow people with an IQ below 70 to actually wear a badge and a gun to enforce laws that are supposed to be common knowledge under the Constitution and the Second Amendment." And this guy just, he like huffed and moved on. Meanwhile, like everybody in the show, all my peeps that were helping me at my stand were laughing. One of my folks just hit the ground. He was just uncontrollable laughter. It's just, I don't know. I love knives. I adore knives. I collect them. But I also love firearms. I love guns, and I enjoy sports shooting, and I do insist on safety. And I just, some of these things going on in my state right now, watching these politicians and ATF people talk about weapons when they have no clue of how they work, no clue of what the actual nomenclature of the weapon is, no clue what the things are called. First of all, a magazine with 30 rounds of clips. I mean, seriously? A 30 clip round magazine? No. It's a magazine with 30 rounds of ammunition. You know, a clip has no spring. A clip is used in a weapon such as an M1 Garand that holds 8 rounds and goes ding on the last round as it ejects. A magazine has up to 30 rounds, and we have others that go to 60 and 90 and even, I believe, 120 if I'm not mistaken. So, and I'm sure someone's going to correct me because I forgot about that backpack one that holds quite a few hundred rounds. But, I mean, really, you need to know what you're talking about to be a person that enforces these laws. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I don't even think that there should be an ATF. I think they need to abolish it because we already have the most self-regulating amendment in the Constitution, the Second Amendment, and police and sheriff departments are able to ensure the proper enforcement of those pieces. They're not stupid. Certainly, I've known a lot of police officers and sheriffs that are very good folk and could do a much better job than these people, because I have seen some of these ATF agents at gun shops and gun shows and how they're picking things up, and they're actually holding a 7-round magazine and saying, "What is this? What does this fit?" I mean, yeah. When I get to the point of stuttering, I just have to stop. But anyway, guys and gals, be reviewing this one soon, which is a nice Bowie. And this Colt one was very unique too, but I'm going to keep it as a surprise when I do the review. So this has been Blade Love coming at you from the Sharpest Edge. Thank you for sticking around and listening to that story. I'm still reeling from the loss of that beautiful piece, but, you know, kind of celebrating so that it didn't bring any storm clouds in the future. So we'll get it. We'll get another deal some other day. So you all take care, and always remember, be good to yourself, and especially be good to one another. And watch out for those ATF traps. Out for now. You got the sharpest edges.